Mondial building, which was designed in 1934 by the architect Giuseppe Gualandi, and it is made with a load-bearing masonry structure with a particular portico at the ground floor. It has always been intended for commercial activities on the ground floor and large apartments on the upper floors. The building has the typical appearance of local buildings designed and built in the 30s, with the use of bricks and plastered surfaces imitating stones. It has a portico at the ground floor on the main street and a curved shape on the corner with its large openings. Actually, the building is in good condition. The assumptions on its construction were based on the construction characteristics of similar local buildings, such as buildings for residential use dated back to the 30s. For the construction characteristics, we assumed prefabricated pillars at the ground floor, brick masonry with a good quality, steel floors and prefabricated slab on the ground floor, and probably hollow brick floors at the upper levels, probably steel roofs and concrete foundations.
The university library was built in 1549 and has been the seat of the university since 1803 during the Napoleonic era. The structure is typical of monumental buildings, thick masonry walls, wide vaults and classical Bolognese portico on the ground floor. Currently, the part we studied is used mainly for offices and the university library. In the last 40 years, no major structural intervention have been carried out, only some minor maintenance work. The building is in excellent condition and there are no obvious signs of cracks. All materials used are of good quality. All the vertical structures are made of brickwork and the floors are vaulted or made of wooden structure.
Here is the National Gallery and Fine Arts Academy, which are located in the former complex of the Church of St. Ignazio and Jesuit Novitiate, built by Alfonso Torreggiani in the first half of the 18th century. The National Gallery of Bologna was founded in 1888 as a portrait gallery of the Fine Art Academy. At the ground floor, most of the rooms belong to the Fine Arts Academy, with the painting, sculpture and incision workshops. On the right of the Academy, at the ground floor, there is the access to the National Gallery, which, however, is mainly located at the upper floors. These are occupied by exhibition areas, but there are also offices and a beautiful library. From the conservation point of view, the building is in an excellent condition. Regarding the construction characteristics, assumptions were based on the construction characteristics of similar local buildings, such as buildings for convent use and palaces. So we guess that its structure is made of brick masonry with a good quality, timber floors and brick vaults with tie rods, mainly timber roofs and brick foundations.
The original project of the University Student House and Canteen was by engineer Rinaldi and was carried out after the Second World War. The work was then completed by architect Riguzzi in 1955. It is therefore the most recent building on the square, although it is almost 70 years old. The building has a mixed concrete masonry structure. It also has parts which, for architectural reasons, have a considerable span. In addition, the building is used as a canteen on the ground floor and as a student residence on the upper floors, with about 100 students living there. The structure is still the original one. The intervention over the years have been mainly for maintenance. The structure is in good condition and only small cracks were found on external elevation, probably due to the construction of the stairwell. In general, good quality materials were found. The reinforcement of beams and columns, it is unfortunately unknown.
The residential buildings on Via Zamboni and Via Belle Arti are the evidence of how the area around the square was before the reorganization linked to the university buildings. They represent the typical urban fabric of Bologna and the transformation it suffered over centuries. Their dating is unknown, but their layout dates back to the 13th or 14th century. Their structure have been partially changed because some intervention on pillars are visible at the ground floor and probably the original beams have been replaced by reinforced concrete ones. Actually, the buildings have some cracks and damages. Also in this case, the assumptions on their construction characteristics were based on those of similar local buildings, such as ancient masonry buildings referring to the terraced house type, such as brick masonry with a good quality, timber floors and renovated hollow brick floors, probably timber roofs and brick foundations.
The building of the Department of Economics is located in the neighborhood of Palazzo Poggi. It dates back to 1925 and then was built to house forensic medicine. The structure, although architecturally classical, has floors made of hollow clay slab and load-bearing masonry wall. It is used as both classroom and office space. Structural work was carried out in the 80s because of cracks that had formed on the main elevation. It is considered that the building may be subjected to criticality related to the foundation. The present and previously repaired cracks could indicate some small relative movements between the various parts of the building.